game with the officials, and we see the South Shore Tri-Captains out there. One of them is Chris Watt, and the other is Ruben Sylvester, and a third is Jim Lavoie. We have a handwritten roster here that South Shore was writing this morning at 10 o'clock, Eric. So when you were on the highway zooming down for Boston, this South Shore roster was being handwritten right in the locker room. We have signed copies of it here to use today. And before we get underway, we'd like to welcome a lot of fine new sponsors and certainly some of our old standbys to the Channel 3 1998 fall season. Killing Real Estate, Bob's Auto Repair, Harbor Fuel Oil Corporation, Valero & Son, Hutch's at the airport, Condon & Coleman Insurance Company, Young's Bicycle Shop, Nantucket Pharmacy, Pacific National, Division of Bank Boston, Atlantic Cafe, Island Parcel Plus, J.M. Ramos Plumbing, Don Allen Auto Service, Fairgrounds Restaurant, The Inquirer and Mirror, Nantucket Arnold's, Something Natural, Nantucket Nesta, Peanut Bus Line, Thrifty Car Rental, National Car Rental, Island Airlines, Sweetwaters, Christians, Quality Inn and Hyannis, Nantucket Airlines, David Kowacki, Downey Flake, R.J. Kalman & Sons, Butch Ramos Plumbing and Heating, Jeff Beamish, Barone Plumbing and Heating, Sports Locker, and we'll take a short break there. Did you see who won the toss, Eric?
I did not, but I noticed that that the beacon has been replaced with Nantucket on the sponsorship list. I wonder what's behind that.
Well, Buck called up. He found there was he heard there was one slot open, and he begged and begged and begged to pick up that slot
for someone to have on.
As the beacon passed on, Nantucket Nectar jumped right in. They've actually been waiting 3 years to get aboard, and when this opening come up, they couldn't. And I said, Buck, we'll take you on one condition, that you take Eric up to Boston with you and give him a good home, and they agreed to that.
Thank you very much. I need a good home, Dick.
And we're getting ready. It looks like Nantucket's getting ready to receive. I'd like to mention some more of our fine sponsors. Mid-Island Pizza. The Booster Club meets every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Nantucket Electric Company. Suzanne's Hair Design. Davis Flooring. Island Carpet. Orange Street Video. Island Lumber. A Cut Above. Kitchens and Bats. Ron DeSilva, who asks to support your local Boys and Girls Club. Santa Rubbish Removal. Nantucket Lightship Baskets. Marine Home Center. Sun Island Delivery. King Electric. Nantucket Rental. Kane's Custom Millworks. Island Spirits, Nantucket Golf Club, Chip Hart and Associates, Yates Welding and Gas, English Trunk Show, J.A. Cooper Plumbing and Heater, Stone Electronic Schooners, Rose and Crown, Frank Sylvia Antiques, Gray Lady Marine, Arrowhead Nursery, Geronimo's Hallinan Sons, Swain's Travel, Boynton Builders, Nantucket Tileman, and Nicholas Farentella Landscaping. We thank all these fine sponsors for being part of the Wheeler Fall season. We'll be having some soccer, some field hockey, and some JV football games coming up in the next couple of weeks. Back deep, Eric, for the Whalers, we see Chris Gardner in the middle. Looks like Porter Fraker on one side.
Porter Fraker, number 7 on the left.
And Chris Beamish, number 21 on the right. So Nantucket has 3 men deep. Looks like Beamish is going to pick it up on about the 21-yard line. Nice little seam in the middle. Beamish gets through there, stays on his feet, and comes out to about the 45-yard line. So Nantucket's going to be starting 1st and 10 from the 45. And that kickoff was brought to you by Peanut Bus Line, the official carrier of the Nantucket Whalers.
Not a lot of blocking there by the Whalers. It looked like South Shore sort of backed off when they realized that Beamish was surrounded there, and he gets all the way out to the 40. So good start for Nantucket.
And talking with Eric Shacker before the game, Eric Shacker was part of the Harbor Fuel pregame show. Each and every year, Harbor Fuel donates $100 in the name of the MVP for the Whaler games and goes towards a scholarship fund at the end of the season. Oh, Tony Seisha pitches out to Garner. The Garner turns the corner, and he's going to pick up close to a first down, 8 to 9 yards.
Just shy of the first down, but a good run from Gardner. Gardner spent much of last season hobbled by an ankle injury, and he hurt his ankle again this summer, so it's good to see him on the field, and we hope he can stay healthy.
Yeah, 9-yard pickup there, and that's a good first carry for Gardner. As you say, started out the year pretty good last year. First 3 or 4 games, then banged the injury and sidelined him for the better part of the second half of the season. Roberts at fullback. Roberts gets a call. He's got the first down easily.
So I believe that was Roberts with the carry.
Yeah, Matt Roberts, Eric, started out the year as halfback, and because Gardner was on the injury list during part of the preseason, Tim Reinemo was the fullback, and then Reinemo gets hurt in practice this week, so Matt Roberts goes back to the fullback, and Chris Gardner's getting the start at halfback.
And Roberts filled in ably.
Any questions from the committee, Tim? Nancy? Jean? Charlene?
Okay, we lost some power there for a little bit. Dick Herman just sprinted down to fix everything. While we were off the air, Matt Roberts ran for 4 yards, and they measured, I believe they're about a yard short of a first down. It's 3rd and 1 now. Seash under center. Linebackers are cheating up, and Gardner gets the carry. Gardner breaks through, and he...
With 3 major projects going on this summer. One was the windows, doors, and screens project. The doors have all been installed. The lock.
Okay, once again the power goes out, and I'm not sure if we got it, but Chris Gardner broke through the line. The Vikings were blitzing. Chris Gardner breaks through and beats the safeties and goes all the way to the left corner for the touchdown. Kevin Martin missed the PAT, so the Whalers with a 6-0 lead over the South Shore Vikings. Thought maybe we can get a shot of the state-of-the-art scoreboard they have over there on the right side of the field. I&M sports writer Chris Warner and I were discussing the construction of that thing. When they built it, they might have forgotten that they would need a ladder to get up there, so it's not exactly the best-looking scoreboard, but we like the look of the 6-0 lead. Dick is back in the booth.
What the hell's going on? Oh, we're up there trying to plug in here, trying to make popcorn, and they got an ice machine going. Well, I went up there and I threw the switch and I unplugged a few things, so maybe we...
I hope you didn't unplug the fry later, because I'm a little hungry right now.
So, any people that want lunch better go up there now, because they're going to run out of facilities in about 15 minutes.
I'm not sure which one I'd prefer to have running, Channel 3 or the kitchen.
Chris, I missed a touchdown. I was up there. What was it?
Chris Gardner, nice pop back.
How many yards? 29-yard touchdown run by Chris Gardner. And
I actually covered that for you, Dick.
Well, no, but I sort of got to write it down here. I keep a Channel 3 scrapbook, Eric.
Oh, boy.
Extra point was blocked at... Extra point is brought to you by Congdon and Coleman Insurance Company. For all your insurance needs, we're getting ready here for another kickoff. This kickoff brought to you by Peanut Bus Lines, the official carrier of the Nantucket Whalers. And we're into the first quarter. Portions of the first quarter are brought to you by Valero and Sons Garden Center. Just arrived, Eric, 5- and 6-foot privet. So if you need any privet information, it's at Valero and Sons. 5- and 6-footers. Good
Very
kickoff
nice.
by Martin.
I can start a little privet in my apartment in Cambridge. Oh, and tackled by his own man on the kickoff reception. Goes down hard, and the Vikings will start at about their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, South Shore, not very deep. Vito said they only had about 22 kids dressed. Looks like they picked up a few more this week. They probably have close to 28, 30 dressed out there, but very young squad and very inexperienced squad. 0-9 last year. They're certainly going to be hard-pressed to come out with a 500 season this year. They're opening up in Nantucket, and they get BP next week. So 2 of the tougher teams in the Mayflower Lodge right off the bat.
Well, and if you remember the opener last year against Tollgate, that was a squeaker, and we have a sack and a fumble, and it looks like the Whalers might have recovered, and they do. So Nantucket is going to recover the ball shortly after scoring a touchdown, and they'll have a chance to open this one up early. As I was saying, the game against Tollgate last year completed a couple miracles at the end. Little sneak by David Seisha where he snuck through all the way for a 96, I believe, yard touchdown last year, and it doesn't look like this one is shaping up to be as competitive as that game last year, Dick.
Porter Frank got the sack, jars the ball loose. Nick Lepre falls on it, and the Whalers look like they're setting up on about the 25-yard line, Eric. And they're going to go right
to the end
Porter.
zone. Double coverage. Good coverage. Ball thrown a little long, but Porter couldn't get to it. Not a bad throw, just pretty good coverage.
Good play call by Nantucket, but also excellent coverage, as you said, by Holbrook, not biting for it on a first down situation. I think they'd be up playing the run there, but they had good coverage on the break all the way down the sidelines, and they didn't bite for the first and 10 run play. So Sisha setting his backfield, Roberts fullback, Gardner the halfback, Porter Fricker the slot man running the option.
Little fake, and he's got Gardner behind him, but he's going to hold on to it, and he is close to the first down.
Yeah, it looked like he jumped and might have made it, Eric. Good blocking on the by the tight end out there, Farron Teller, to clear that space. As you say, he had the pitch to Gardner, but he wasn't thinking of pitching at all. He just turned up the field and was looking for the first down marker. And your keen eyesight spotted, Eric. He comes up about a half a foot shot. How did you see that from here?
I have excellent eyesight.
Is it true drinking Nantucket neck to make your eyesight better?
It is exactly what they do. Is they have a special for employees only carrot juice, which I had 4 bottles of this morning.
Okay, third and about a half a yard. Roberts up the middle. He's got the first down and more.
Oh,
and into the end zone he goes. And it looks like he's going to take that in from about 15 yards out. And Chris Warner said, yes, it is. Matt Roberts from 15 yards out. And Nantucket has a 12-0 lead here in the first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Valero & Sons Guidance Center. We're getting set for the extra point. The extra point brought to you by Congdon & Coleman Insurance Company.
And Bob is impressed with the South Shore cheerleaders. They're doing lots of throwing each other up in the air sorts of things. And actually they're more effective at catching people than the South Shore defense is at this point. The South Shore defense is not tackling very well. And the kick is good. Good. That is one of the few PAT conversions I have seen in 2.5 or 2 years of Whaler football. Good kick.
Kevin Martin, he's the transfer student from upstate New York. And as usual, our kickers are former soccer lacrosse players, no football experience. And Kevin was actually in Coach asking him about the practice schedule for next week. Coach, what days do we practice next week? Vito says you practice every day.
Well, I see that Krilla Folsberg, the Swedish kicker, was beaten out for the starting job this year, Dick.
I remember that. I thought that was a real story.
You were the only one, Bob, honest. We can fool you easy, Bob. We still want to know where you got that picture from, Eric. The story we didn't even read. We just looked at the picture and bit it. that was it. We're all hooked on that.
You bit the picture? You
No, we bit the story. We bit.
Good. I thought you were turning into Marv Albert there or something.
Another shot kick.
Yeah, actually the photo of the phony Krilla Folsberg was a friend of mine down in Dallas. So not Swedish and not named Krilla. Her name is Chase, actually. Good southern name.
Mike Barnacle may be here, Bob. He's doing a little freelancing, and I heard he's doing a magazine for some of the vocational schools in the area, so he could be here.
Covering this game for yesterday.
We don't have any clock here, but Nantucket is ahead 13-0 first quarter. Portion of the first quarter brought to you by Bob's Auto Repair. Robert Larrabee out on Nobody Farm Road. A little swing pass, probably going to lose yardage.
I think this is shaping up to be a very, very long day for the Vikings. The Whalers look primed and ready to play, and you can just see it in the little things, just getting through blocks and the tackling there. There are 3 Whalers on the tackle there, and the Whalers on offense haven't had any trouble breaking through, Dick.
Yeah, the Whalers defense is strong, and they get a new squad in there, Boynton and Lepre, the tackles, and they got Parentel at one defensive end. Anthony Coletti, number 81, is playing his first football game of his entire life, Eric. He never played at the boys club, didn't play as a freshman, and he's in on that tackle. He's speak about. On 81, Porter Fraker and Matt Roberts, part of the linebackers, along with other co-captain Joe Howland and Hunter Mickelson on the outside. On the other side, the four linebackers. And we see Chris Gardner deep, Chris Beamish, John Barone coming in probably with the defensive signals from our Coach Hickman, and Jordan Seitz, the other deep back. So a good quality bunch of kids there. A lot of them only with JV experience playing in the first varsity game. So it's a good game to get into playing against a South Shore team, which doesn't seem to be a very good foe today.
We don't have a clock on the field, Dick, but probably have 3 or 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and there's a sack.
Joe Hallett there along with Fraker again. So Porter Fraker has got 2 sacks, at least 1.5 sacks, however you want to call it, to his credit here in the first quarter. As we said, portions of the first quarter brought to you by Bob's Auto Repair. Robert Larrabee, he's out at 48 Nobody Farm Road. Call ahead for an appointment, 228-1239. And it's 4th and a country mile here as far as South Shore's think he's going to go. Nantucket's getting back inside the 50. I doubt if the kick's going to go that far myself, but we'll see.
Yeah, 4th and 17, and the kick.
Oh, nice
Dick
kick.
is
Surprises me. Booming kick.
Good bounce, though, and Fraker able to scoop it out of the air. Gardner blocking. And look at that. Fraker all the way through, down the sideline, past midfield. And a great kick does not amount to much for South Shore. They only end up netting about
20
yards on that.
Yeah, Fraker had to go all the way back to the 28. There I'm saying, I don't think the ball's going to cross midfield, and it goes all the way back to the 28. Fraker picks it up and takes it back 22, 32, takes it back 42 yards, Eric. But we have a flag right at the end of the play. We'll see what that is.
It looked like maybe an out-of-bounds hit there. He was tiptoeing along the line. If he had stepped out and they hit him there, that might... I didn't hear a whistle, though.
That was a good pop, though, by the kid that did get him out of bounds, whether it was illegal or not. Kid right on the sidelines gave Fraker a good hit, gets him out of bounds. The flag seemed to come in behind that. No, it's going to be a block. Usually a flag is on the run-back team for an illegal block. And Nantucket for an illegal block right at the end of that play. I think, no, I guess it is against... You're right, Eric. Now they're marking. The referee pointed this way. Now they're going the other way.
Yeah, that must have been an out-of-bounds hit.
So you were right, although the official had it backwards, too, because the official called for the hit, and he pointed towards Nantucket, but then they mark off the penalty yardage against South Shore.
I'll tell you what, Dick,
going to be setting up on the 25.
After calling that to be a short kick and then calling that a block on the run back, I will be making the rest of the predictions today.
Well, a little bit out of sync here, you know. Having
first game.
A little soccer, did a little celebrity softball,
Yeah.
Almost did a lacrosse
That
game.
celebrity softball was a lot of work.
Did a 4th of July race. Did you see my catch in that celebrity softball game? Were you still there for that?
Yeah, I saw that catch. It was beautiful. Did you see my 2 errors? Those were also quite interesting to watch.
Yeah, Julia had the mic for that. What was she calling them?
Fumbles.
Fumbles. Eric made a couple of fumbles in the softball game. We had to tell Julia that they were errors, not fumbles.
And I missed all of them.
Bob has to work a little harder in these football games. His philosophy...
Oh.
No, I'm doing great today. It's just hard to...
Okay.
5-yard penalty on Nantucket, Eric. So I was right. Going to give South Shore a chance to kick the ball again. It's 4th and 11.
I'll make another prediction. It will not matter because this kick will be right to Gardner this time, and Gardner is going to go to the right, and look, great block there. Gardner comes back to about the 40, so I'm sorry, right?
So this time the kick doesn't go quite as long, but it still gets down to about the 32. Gardner looks like the wall is set up right, goes back left though, and picks up about 18 yards of it. So Nantucket does get the ball across midfield, right at the 49-yard line of South Shore. So Nantucket's getting the ball for the 3rd time today. Let's hope the power stays on for this whole drive. We know the ice is off. I think the soda machine's off. The only thing up there is the gas grill cooking, Eric. So you won't be able to get your burger at halftime.
Very nice.
I know they're not selling any nectar. They're only selling Pepsi up Eric, so you better do a little soliciting at halftime when you talk to them. Okay, here's the pitch to Beamish, getting his first chance to run. Oh, breaks one tackle, not the second. Picks up a tough 3 yards there. As South Shore comes busting through, especially Mark McGarry, a junior defensive tackle. Good hit put on by Mark. We don't have any height or weight, but Mark looks like he's about 6'2", 220 there. And he put a good hit on Beamish. So Beamish comes out, Garner back in. Coach Capizzo probably going to be using a few guys to get the plays in and out here. Nantucket's holding a 13-0 lead here in the first quarter. Portions of the first quarter brought to you by Valero's and Sons Street and Bob's Auto Repair. Looks like a wheel of move, no flag though. And Roberts is stopped in the middle. So all of a sudden, South Shore has a couple of back-to-back defensive plays here, and gets the South Shore fans in front of us here a little bit excited here, as Nantucket's going to be working third and about a long 4.
Okay, so Whalers have converted on their third downs before. Look for handoffs, maybe to Gardner. Get a blocker out in front of him.
Am I allowed to make any more predictions?
Yes, you may, Dick.
The down and out. Nantucket's going to go to the air.
The receiver split left. Fraker comes across the motion. And there's a pitch to Gardner, as I predicted, Dick. Gardner shaking and baking all the way to the 30. I actually used the word shake and bake in one of our broadcasts. I'm quite embarrassed.
Good call, Eric. Gardner down the sidelines on the option. The fake to Roberts in the middle, froze the middle linebackers, and with that, Gardner got to the outside. But as you said, he looked like he was going to be tackled before he makes enough for the first down. Makes a good move, gets around him, gets out the 23-yard line. Nantucket has another first down here, and setting up on the, actually it's the 29-yard line. Hard to see the markers across the field. 29-yard line, 1st and 10, Seisha calling signals, Fraker in motion. It's time to give it to Roberts. Roberts busts the tackle and lunges ahead, drops the ball. Let's see what the call is. I think the ground caused the fumble, so there won't be try-counting. Kind of lunging ahead for that extra yard, gets tackled.
And for some reason, the South Shore fans were enthralled and pleased with that play, where the Whalers picked up a first down. So.
Yeah. Did I say Tri-County?
You said Holbrook and Tri-County in this broadcast. We are still at South Shore.
We're still at South Shore. Tri-County next week, Holbrook down the street. I think they're using a few Holbrook players today. That's what I heard. A bus came in from Holbrook and was added to the roster.
Yeah. Dick, in one of his attempts to cover what he said, just completely and utterly made something up.
Here's the pass play. I told you. I think it was Mickelson. Hunter Mickelson.
Hunter Mickelson, a good catch. Right down on the goal line. It's probably...
Hunter Mickelson comes in for John Seitz, and they throw the ball right to him, and Hunter gets it down to about the 5-yard line.
Maureen has it passed. Did you sign a blue box?
Okay, John Seitz back in, but I think Nantucket's going to go back on the ground here, Eric. Inside the 6, and about the 5.
Look for Gardner to pick up the carry. No, they're going to throw. Oh! That was a right on the line there between being pass interference. Looked like there was a bump before the ball arrived, but no call.
That looks like it's the last play of the first quarter here. So at the end of one quarter, Nantucket is holding a 13-0 lead here, and but they're going to have a second and about 4. Some fine sponsors again will brought you the first quarter. Bob's Auto Repair, Harbor Fuel, Valero and Son, Hutch's at the airport, Condon and Coleman Insurance, Young's Bicycle Shop, the Nantucket Pharmacy, Pacific National Bank, Atlantic Cafe, Island Parcel Plus, J.M. Ramus Plumbing, Don Allen Auto Service, Fairgrounds, Choir and Mirror, Segro, Nantucket Bank, Arnold, Something Natural, Nantucket Nectar, Peanut Bus Line, Thrifty Car Rental, and Island Airlines. We thank these sponsors for bringing you portions of the Wheeler game here in the first quarter. And good first quarter as Eric is heading out of the booth, going up there to get a cold soda before that ice machine kicks in again and goes off here. South Shore heading back out in the field. The Wheelers still over there talking to Coach Capizzo. Come to the Sports Locker on 30 Main Street, your affordable sportswear store offering over 200 different styles and athletic shoes. Stop into the Sports Locker when you're downtown. So Nantucket with a 13 points here in the first quarter, threatening to get more. Chris Gardner scored on a 29-yard run. The kick was blocked, and then Matt Roberts scored on a 15-yard run, and Kevin Martin got his first extra point kick in Wheeler uniform. Senior transfer here from New York. Okay, Nantucket getting ready. Jason McGrath in there, Nick Lepre on the line, Matt Boynton, and Brian Gawacki along with Joey Hallett looking to open up the hole, and there it is for Roberts. And they're running right over Boynton, and then they're going to be close.
Okay, so 3rd and goal.
Now you ran up against the water. Are they still cold, Eric?
Yes, they are. Actually, they put a few in the freezer for me earlier.
The freezer is still on. We didn't unplug that when we went back last time.
Well, actually, the freezer isn't on, but the
residual effect still cold enough in there, huh?
Is there, yep.
Okay, 3rd and goal to go here. Looks like on about the 2-yard line, Eric. Roberts and Gardner behind Sisha. Given to Gardner, and he's going to go in standing up. Pretty much untouched for... Is that a 2-yard run, crack statistician? 3-yard. Crack statistician says Gardner for 3.
No answer.
Just crack statistician. That's the code. Okay, so he ran that one right in behind, I think, Gawacki and Boynton. Big hole there, Eric. Nantucket line fires out there. They open the holes.
So, they've yet to change the scoreboard, but right now it is 19-0 Nantucket. Start of the second quarter.
Okay, Martin getting ready to try his 3rd attempt. First one blocked, second one was a nice one, as you said, and the 3rd one is up, and that one looks good. Good distance. So Martin
Actually is not a senior transfer. I think he's been here a couple years. Is that correct? Correct statistician?
He came over last year.
He came over last year, so this is his 2nd year. 2nd year playing football as well.
2nd year playing football. Kevin Martin, not a senior transfer, huh?
No, he is not.
My disillusions here. Anyway, it's a good kick.
Dick is slowly slipping into dementia.
Are we in Holbrook, Tri-County, or upstate New York?
Dick will be starting to sound like Julia. When someone fumbles,
Julia?
When someone fumbles, he'll yell, "Error!"
Speaking of Julia, I thought she was coming to the game, Eric.
Julia could not make it. She had to stay in Boston and do nothing.
Is she icing down that case of Nantucket nectar that was promised to Channel 3 Buck was sending down? You sort of forgot that and left it back in Cambridge?
Yeah, it was pomegranate mango, our most popular flavor. Complete with 9 million seeds.
Okay, Martin getting ready to kick off. This is the transfer junior now? Is that
No, he's a senior now, but he transferred as a junior.
Oh,
There's
okay.
the kick. Yeah, his TATs are off the scale, as Bob says. Good phrase, Bob, off the scale. And his kickoffs are on the scale, I guess.
Yeah, a little shot on a kickoff. This time South Shore gets a little return, about a 6 or 8 yard turn. Now, is Martin 2 for 2 What, 2 for 3, Eric?
No, Martin is 2 for 3. He missed the first one. Actually,
no, first one's blocked now.
No,
That's my point now. Is he 2 for 3 or 2 for 2?
Let me put it this way. The ball was not necessarily blocked. It was kicked so low that for them not to block it would have been an amazing thing because it would have had to slip through.
Now who's losing it?
No, but actually on the first one, Dick, you were off trying to fix the electricity.
Oh, that's when I was
the first one was only about 3 feet in the air, so it would have been difficult not to block it.
So I wasn't even here for that one.
No, you weren't here.
Okay. All right, South Shore running into a host of wheelers here on the side. Number 50 in there for the wheelers. Wheelers getting some new people in. That's Butch Heiser in on that tackle.
It's a good tackle by Butch, and we are now on the 35-yard line. Got about a 2nd and 9.
So Nantucket has brought in a couple of new defensive linemen, Butch Heiser and Sean Kalman in there, along with defensive ends Coletti and Farentella.
And so no first down still for South Shore as we are in the second quarter, and that one is probably going to be trouble for South Shore. Actually,
they avoid a lot of trouble.
They did better than could be expected. That pitch was nowhere near the halfback.
When he picked up that pitch, Eric, he was looking at negative 25. He ran it back about half that distance, so it's hard to call it a good play when you lose 10 yards, but it was a good play for the halfback. John Barone in there at safety finally knocked him out of bounds there, but South Shore's working 3rd and 20 when it could have easily been 3rd and 35.
Well, we'll have to get this at halftime from our crack statistician who does not work at the Inquirer Mirror, Chris Warner. Excuse me, sorry. And we'll get those numbers. We'll get those numbers from him.
Yeah, your first time you're right today, Eric. Thanks a lot.
But had the run back not been made, South Shore might be looking at negative yardage for this game. And there's a little flare pass.
Nice screen, nice screen.
And good tackling from behind, and South Shore's only going to pick up about 5 yards on that one. But it was a nice screen, but again, Nantucket's tackling excellent.
Yeah, South Shore set that screen up nice. Got all the defensive linemen in there, and then got the ball out to the halfback. In 35, though, came across nicely, and I think we're into the halftime show. At least Bob thinks we are, anyways.
That's a pretty good move, though.
So it's 4th and 15, kicking into the wind this time, Eric. He's not going to get off one of his long kicks. If I keep making this prediction, I'm going to be right one of these times.
Well, that one held up, yep. And Gardner scoops it up, and he's going to be taken down. Taken down at about the 40-yard line, 42-yard line. That's a good play there by the South Shore special teams.
Yeah, South Shore gets in the lanes that time. Too many people, and Nantucket can't pick them all up. Again, the old flag comes out at the end of the play. I'm pretty sure this will be the 15-yarder against Nantucket. We'll see how they mark it off. If it is, Nantucket will be starting with their worst field position of the day. Yeah, it's going against Nantucket.
And if your worst field position of the day is right there at about the 32, you know things are going well.
Yeah, it's only a 10-yarder. I was talking to the officials before the game and how they decide 5, 10, or 15. They all get together and they throw fingers in. When you see them together, they throw fingers in, add up the fingers, and the closest multiple of 5 goes. So, 10-yard penalty that time. Anyways, as Eric said, everything going for Nantucket today. Worst field position, only the 32, and
okay, we have a timeout here.
South Shore is taking a timeout.
I believe the timeouts this year, Dick. Who are they brought to us by?
This timeout is brought to you by Fairgrounds, and if you want to do some Sunday football, that's the place to go. Every Sunday, NFL ticket at Pudley's Pub, Fairgrounds Restaurant. Game day surprises, free giveaway, 6 different games at once. Food at halftime, catch up to 13 games every Sunday. I know where Bob's going to be hitting these Sunday afternoons, Bob. You can get 13 games at Pudley's Pub on Sunday. Bob ate at the Fairgrounds. Fairgrounds also delivers.
Fairgrounds, they have this game there. I think it's called Close the Box. It's a dice game. I'll tell you, if you go there and play that game for a few hours, you will not be disappointed. Good food and nice bar there. I recommend it, Dick.
Fairgrounds, one of our fine sponsors, and as everybody in the booth agrees, a good place to go. Also, portions of the second quarter brought to you by Island Parcel Plus, Business Package Copying and Faxing Center. Drop by, say hello to Jim Richards, Parcel Plus, where they do everything first class. Okay, so Nantucket will be setting up here first and 10. We're in the second quarter. The Wheels are ahead 20-0. A little bit overcast. They've lost the nice sun we had.
Actually, we just have one massive cloud overhead, but it's still a beautiful day. A lot of blue sky out there, and a great fall day as well. It's a nice part of the world to be in at this time of year.
Over here to our left, we have a few scouts from Manchester, an old opponent of the Nantucket Whales. Not an opponent anymore, but they're going to be playing next week. Oh! Try to get the ball to Farentell, a little bit behind him, almost picked off by South Shore.
Yeah, not a good throw. Manchester playing South Shore next week, Dick?
Yeah, Manchester, actually 2 weeks from now.
Those scouts must...
South Shore's going to go against BP next week.
Those scouts must like what they see, Dick.
They must like what they see, right? We see some other scouts. There's some right here in the sideline, some in the end zone ball over there. I believe the scouts in the end zone are Tri-County. Nantucket scouted Tri-County last night, Eric. Tri-County had a opening night win, beating Hudson Catholic 12-2. And the report from the Nantucket coaching staff, Scimitar and Conley, they're up and see the game. South Shore has a very exciting sophomore back.
Oh, look at that. A little deception there. The pitch to Gardner, and he's going to pick up the first down. I didn't see exactly what happened, but it looks like, maybe I can confirm this with our statistician. It looked like Barone snuck forward a little bit, faked a run himself, and then pitched back to Gardner.
A little bit of option with C-shirt quarterback there. I think what the deception was that he held the ball with Roberts a little bit longer than normally to get the linebackers to close, and once they closed, he threw it right out to Gardner, who easily picks up a first down. Wheeler's out to the 45-yard line here. 13-yard pickup for Gardner. I'm going to be exciting to see Gardner's stats at halftime, carries and yardage. Roberts also, a nice big hole for Roberts.
Oh, Roberts had one man to beat around the corner, but he cut it back inside, and he's tackled after a pickup of about 6.
And Roberts is going to have a lot of plus yardage, too, for the Wheels. He picks up, after they mark it, it's 8 big ones, Eric. And Nantucket, you know, put one more on the board here by halftime, and it's a laugher. But Coach Capiz has got a lot of young kids in the game right now. He starts resting them. He's going to get a lot younger kids in the game in the second half.
And Sisha really running this offense well. He hasn't made any mistakes. There's a good pitch. And Gardner again is through. Will this be number 3? It looks like it will. And good conditioning in the offseason for Gardner. And he is through for his 3rd touchdown.
47 yards. 47 yards. Once Gardner got to the outside, the only thing to stop him was going to be a flag. You were calling the flag. I was looking for the flag. No flags come out. And Gardner scampers all the way in untouched. His 3rd touchdown of the day.
And we'll see if they can get their 3rd PAT. That does not happen a lot. High school football, Dick, it's tough to find, especially at this level, it's tough to find good kickers. You don't see a lot of field goal attempts. You see a lot of 2-point attempts, especially last year we did. And this year they're opting to go with the kick.
Okay, Martin, 2 for 3. Senior kicker who transferred in as a junior.
From upstate New York.
Upstate New York.
And look at that.
By next week, Eric, this time we'll know his hometown. We won't have to say upstate New York anymore.
What's the schedule next week, Dick? Inform me. I'm a little out of the loop here.
Wheels are home next Friday night. Wheels are home for the next 3 weeks. Wheels are home next Friday night. You're watching this game Monday night on Channel 3 with Dick Herman, Eric Shacker, Bob Laundrie on camera. The Wheels will be home next Friday night. Bob Laundrie is going to be away. We're going to have Bob Thompson on camera, and John Stanton will be joining the Channel 3 booth for the home games. That's supposed to be about a 6:45 start. And then the following week, the Central Falls is in town, our friendly foes from Rhode Island. And Whalers have had a good competition against Central Falls. That's going to be a Friday night
Actually, we do.
game.
beat them pretty well last
year, but they beat us, what, 3 years ago?
34-10 last year, something like that.
Big score.
Then
we have a new team from Connecticut. We 3 games in a row. We played 3 different states, Eric. What other Division 5 school can say that? We go from Massachusetts to Rhode Island to Connecticut. Some guy or some team by the name of Smith is coming up from Connecticut. We're not sure if it's a high school or just some guy named Smith.
Just a guy named Smith.
Put a few kids together.
Started his own football team, which is so common in the state of Connecticut, I hear.
And then we're on the road. And, hopefully we're going to see you on the road again at Blue Hills, Maritime.
Oh, Blue Hills. Now, I'm very glad that we have 3 weeks at home so I can recover from this debacle before getting back into the booth.
Now, is it in your contract that we have to send you a tape up to Cambridge?
Yes, you do.
So you can, you don't get Channel 3 in Cambridge, do you?
No, actually, we do not. Unfortunately.
If you have a satellite dish, you can pick it up.
We do have a satellite dish.
Well, you just fool around with that satellite dish.
We actually had the satellite dish specifically tailored so that we cannot pick up Channel 3.
Well, you just turn it, point it a little bit south of the Charles River, out towards the Nantucket Lightship, and you will pick it up.
You have to read that.
Okay, so back to the game, Dick. We are on about the 25-yard line. South Shore with the ball.
Nantucket
handoff, and around the left side there is a their first down of the game. Good run. Whalers, though, do not look in danger of giving up any big plays. A couple of those, couple of first downs like that are fine to give up. What you don't want to do is give up a long run.
No, and the Whales pretty much have their first D in there, so you come back in with a 27-0 lead, you're a little bit lax on the first down. I think the Whales will shut them right down, though, in this sequence. They're not going to get back-to-back first downs.
Well, and despite the big lead, you still want to get your starting unit a lot of playing time in this game just to get them ready for the season. You might think about pulling them in the second half, but certainly not in the second quarter.
No, Franklin and Roberts bring them down to the Continental game. You're right, Eric. The first unit here is going to see the bulk of the action here in the first half.
Well, and also you want to pay a little bit of respect to South Shore when you start pulling everybody 16, 17 minutes into the game. That is probably not the best method of coaching.
Usually at this time of the year, you don't really have a second unit per se. You know, one of the things that Nantucket will do at halftime will be to get as much of a second unit together as possible to have them ready when Coach Capizzo brings them in to the game in the third quarter.
Okay, so second and a little
there to meet him at the corner.
Oh, and it looks like
Joey Hale is stunning through and holds him. Roberts there again. Roberts in on a lot of tackles here today.
Picked up maybe a yard. Third down. Got 10 or 11 yards, Joe.
Victor Farentella checking with the sidelines, and Coach Hickman is telling him to stay in it. And Barone and Chris Bemis switching in and out from the safety position. Actually, the halfback position. Gardner's in the safety position with Jordan Seitz, the other deep back. Front line again. Farentella, Coletti, Boynton, and Lepre.
Okay, they're going to throw. And... Oh, and he sneaks through for the... Oh, well, looks like he got the first down, and then they pushed him back. So
yeah, let's see what the spot is. I just said they might not ever get another first down in this series, and he comes right out and is going to make it very close. It's going to be enough to measure and enough to give him.
They're just going to give him the first down.
So sure, with back-to-back first downs, and it gets the fans here in front of us excited.
You know, I like that call by the referee. I always chuckle when they bring out the chains. I think I said this last year. It's pretty silly. They know where the ball started from, and they know where it ended up. They don't need a chain to measure.
Especially when the score is 27-0, and the poor team is looking for their second first down of the game. Give them the first down. You know, no measurement. I can see the point. If it looks close and it's a 6-6 game and you're late in the fourth quarter, make everybody happy, including the people in the stands. But
I just think the whole idea is
flow of the game.
The whole idea is dopey because you have these lines on the field anyway, and if you can't figure it out from then, yeah, I did notice. I just noticed they have lines on the field.
We're in this timeout. Portions of this timeout brought to you by Island Pharmacy. Island Pharmacy, Sparks Ave, next to the Stop and Shop. Call ahead for your prescription. Give them at 228-6400. We'll see if we can pick up how much time is left. Again, no clock on the field here. Sort of see what the officials give as a signal. Also, portions of this timeout brought to you by Something Natural. Something Natural has 2 new locations, Nantucket Bagel Company and Yogurt Plus, where you can get your Something Natural bread and sandwiches. Something Natural, a proud sponsor of Whaler Fall Sports, and he'll be one of the sponsors of a soccer game. We're going to try to do a soccer game this week. There is a game scheduled for Monday versus Mashpee. If that game does come about, it'll be shown on Channel 3 Tuesday night. 1st and 10 here, Eric for South Shore.
Okay, 1st and 10. Another first down. That's 2 in this series. So all of a sudden, South Shore showing signs of life. And
yeah, a little running gun offense here. Got them moving.
They're going to be about a foot short of a first down, most likely.
South Shore takes another quick timeout here, so they're going to use their timeout. They want to keep this momentum going, and it would be a big plus for the South Shore program if they could push this ball downfield and maybe get it close or not into the end zone.
Well, you know, at this point, the chances of winning the game are very slim. But you want to get something going. You want to try to get a score on the board. You want to build some confidence for that game next week.
Remember Nantucket Airlines, a proud sponsor of the Whalers. Nantucket Airlines has a same-day round trip, weekdays, $39, or if you're flying off weekends for the game, they have flights leaving Nantucket every hour on the hour. So, long weekend, good time to get away and see the Whalers play Blue Hills up at Mass Maritime.
$39 round trip. That's a pretty good rate.
Pretty good rate, yeah. You got to leave before noontime and then come back that same day. But you know, it's nice. We got to get off island Tuesday, Wednesday to get over and doctor visit, do some shopping. It's a good rate, Eric.
That's less than the steamship fast ferry.
It's second in about a foot. Let's see if South Shore keeps the ball in the air. They've been successful the last 2 downs, and they are. Here comes the pressure. Picked off by Gardner.
Wow, the quarterback took a shot from 2 Whalers there.
Tarantello was the first one there.
As he was going down, he must have seen Gardner step right in front of that pass and pick it off. Gardner, early favorite for player of the game, Dick?
Yes, Gardner, as we use a baseball term in football, Eric, it's called playing center field. That's what Gardner did there. He just stood right in the center of the field, watching the quarterback all the way. He really had no primary coverage as the outside men were picked up, and as the ball let go, Gardner just stepped right in front of it, and he looked like he might take that down the sidelines, but gets caught at the 44. And Cease is just going to put his knee down as we have to be in the waning seconds here of the first half. And there is the end of the first half. So at the end of the first half, Nantucket is holding a commanding 27-0 lead. We'll be back on with the Don Allen Auto Service halftime show. Cheerleaders brought to you by the Inquirer Mirror. Some stats brought to you by the Inquirer Mirror. Stay tuned for all of that. Okay, we're back here in the Don Allen Auto Service halftime show. The Nantucket cheerleaders over there on the sideline didn't perform at halftime. I'd like to mention cheerleaders, Coach Missy Perry, and the 3 co-captains, Melissa Benson, Elizabeth Farrell, and Brittany Strong. It helps cover the costs of senior football players going off to school. And while we pay in the field and waiting for John Stan, I'd like to mention the rest of our fine sponsors will bring you the winter season, the fall season actually. This week we had some soccer on, and there'll be another soccer game next week. We're going to do our first field hockey game. The field hockey team is home Saturday. And that game, if you don't know the results, it will be shown tomorrow night, Tuesday night on Channel 3. And next weekend, Central Falls comes in for a doubleheader, and Channel 3 will be covering both games of the doubleheader. JVs will be starting next Friday night at 5, and the varsity starting at 7. And all the fine sponsors that bring you varsity and JV football, soccer, and field hockey: Killen Real Estate, Bob's Auto Repair, Harbor Fuel, Valero & Sons, Hutch's at the airport, Congdon and Coleman Insurance, Young's Bicycle Shop, Nantucket Island Pharmacy, Pacific National Bank, a division of Bank Boston, the Atlantic Cafe, Island Parcel Plus, J.M. Ramos Incorporated, Don Allen Auto Service, Fairgrounds Restaurant. Remember Monday Night Football at the Fairgrounds. The Inquirer and Mirror, Sea Grill, Nantucket Bank, Arnold's, Something Natural, Nantucket Nectar, Peanut Bus Lines, Thrifty Car Rental, National Car Rental at the Hyannis Airport, Island Airlines, Sweetwaters, Christians, Quality Inn in Hyannis, Nantucket Airlines, David Gowacki, Downey Flake, R.J. Kelman and Sons, Butch Ramos Plumbing and Heating, Jeff Beamish Construction, Barone Plumbing and Heating, Sports Locker, Cook's Cafe, Nicholas Farentella, Nantucket Tileman, Boynton Builders, Swain's Travel, Paladin Sons, Geronimo's, Arrowhead Nursery, Gray Lady Marine, Frank Sylvia Antiques, Rose and Crown, Schooners, Milestone Electronics, J.A. Cooper, English Trunk Show, Yates Welding and Gas, Chip Hart and Associates, Nantucket Golf Club, Island Spirits, Kane's Custom Millworks, Nantucket Rental, King Electric, Sun Island Delivery, Marine Home Center, Nantucket Lightship Baskets, Santos Rubbish Removal, Ron De Silva, who asks you to support your local Boys and Girls Club, Kitchens and Bats, A Cut Above, Island Lumber, Orange Street Video, Island Carpets, Davis Flooring, Suzanne's Hair Design, Nantucket Electric Company, the Booster Club. Remember, the Booster Club meets every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock at the room 18 in the middle school, and Mid-Island Pizza. And I'd like to turn the mic over to John Stanton, who's painting up and down behind me here, and he's going to talk to Chris Warner a little bit about this up-and-coming match between the Whalers and the Cougars.
All right, I'm not late, am I, Dick?
You're early tonight, John. That's good. I like this new system we have here.
There you go. There you go. I'm here with Chris Warner, I&M Sports Editor. Chris, last week, easy game for the Whalers.
It was. It's really not a true test yet in what they have. South Shore, a relatively new program, only about 5 years old. And you can see that Nantucket executed well, but they're really going to need a